Hi, Rob Grimes with the IFBTA, and I have the pleasure this afternoon of being with Kevin Jaskolka, the Vice President of Marketing for PAR Technology. So welcome.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it.
So I guess the first thing I'd ask you is, why PAR has invested in the IFBTA, and we obviously know why you invest in the industry, but this is great being a founding global industry partner of the IFBTA, and why did PAR make that investment?
Yeah, thanks, Rob. So there's really three reasons. Part of it is being, you guys are in the right industry segments. As I look through and see what you're doing, not only on the restaurant side and the quick serve, the fast casual, but also the food retailers. And by that, I more specifically mean grocery and food distribution and the C stores, which are really important to us from a food safety side and what we're looking to accomplish there. And also the contract food guys, the big folks who do government programs for the military, education programs, corporate cafeterias. So it was really a great place to find everybody at once. So the right industry was a big piece of it. Next part, you're bringing together the right technologies. When I look through and I think about what we do on the POS side and the food safety side, that's great. But you guys are in the looking at front office, back office, digital menu boards, and a whole list of other allied technologies that are important for the industry. And finally, with the technologies, it's the ecosystem. So it's one place for us to go ahead and meet all those allied vendors and partners, if you will, to bring together better solutions for our joint customer base.
Well, listen, we appreciate your coming on board as a founding industry partner. I guess you've actually just brought up a number of different things that would be of interest, because I think a lot of our members might not necessarily think of PAR broadly defined in the contract feeding space, the military you mentioned, all the different areas. And perhaps maybe you want to bring people up to speed as to where PAR's focus is. I mean, you mentioned C-store and grocery and food safety, and I'm betting that those are areas that people might not readily think of PAR.
Yeah, so PAR's best known as a point of sale company, and that's on the software side, that's on the hardware side, and the services. And largely, we're best known for quick service, for the fast casual, and the casual space. But more on the grocery side, on the C-store side, you start talking about our food safety solution and what we've been doing around our food safety solution, SureCheck, and that's where we tie into the other side of our business, which is food safety.
And does the food safety piece stand alone, or does it tie in sort of to the ecosystem of what you might sell to a customer?
Yeah, definitely towards the ecosystem. PAR's really reinventing itself, not just as a POS company and food safety, but we're really looking at food and beverage management technology as a whole, and how those two things come together. But more importantly, how on the POS side, it stands as the engine that sits around all the other allied technologies that you'd find inside of a restaurant specifically. And then on the food safety side, as it gets to grocery and the other allied markets.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for joining us today, and it's been a pleasure, really learning more about PAR, and certainly working alongside of you and the team there at PAR, on focusing how we build the IFBTA, and we greatly appreciate both your support of the IFBTA, but also the industry as well, and look forward to seeing where things go in the future and sharing that with our local chapter and members.
No, I appreciate it, and appreciate the committee's group leadership in the market.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us, Kevin.
Take care.